Joseph, announcing for our Heritage Lady Hawks versus Grace Academy Eagles. Excited for this crosstown rivalry between two competitive teams. Just a little note, our coach from Heritage actually used to coach at Grace Academy, so it should be a pretty good rivalry game. What do you think, Dom?
Oh, you know, when Grace is in town, it's always a good game. You know, being out here in Tulalip and being able to host this game in the second game of the season, really big this year. So this rivalry game always good television for sure.
Yeah, Monday night was our season opener for our girls. After not having a volleyball team for 3 years, they came out and played super competitively and actually lost in the fifth game by a score of 15-13. So kind of a heartbreaking loss for their first time out this year. But I'm sure they're ready to come back, work on some things at practice here yesterday, and give it a good match tonight.
Yeah, seeing people walk in here and seeing the fans, everyone looks like they're in a good mood. It's always a good time to check out people when they're coming in and see the smiles on their faces, because that's what most importantly this is all about.
Yeah, definitely good to see our fans rolling in here. We got about 4 minutes left in the warm-up period. The way volleyball works is each team gets the entire court for a 6-minute segment. So the home team gets their first 6 minutes, and then the visitors team comes out and they get the whole court to hit back and forth. So Grace is just going to finish up their warm-up here. They got about 3 minutes and 45 seconds, so hang out and watch them and kind of scope out the opponents here. Okay. Some background music right now. Actually warm up and finish the warm up. Serves for the night. Getting good and warmed up. Grace has quite a large squad between 13 girls compared to our usually playing with 6 or 7 tonight. So numbers are definitely advantage of the Grace girls, but I think our girls are ready to come out and show our fans a good match tonight.
Oh yeah, when you look at someone with a big team, you always wonder if the rotation is going to be able to keep up with people, especially in something like volleyball when you're able to rotate into different positions, seeing people come in and out. It sometimes throw your game off. So to see Tulalip in here, maybe they have the 5 and 6, have people rotating in. It's really always a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited to see some of our basketball girls out there. Looks like Tiriana McLean, Adriels, and Frank out there tonight. Got a couple new students to our school, Tegan Anderson, Sean Bell. Ilana Freiberg, and then these two go to school.
Yeah, always good to see this.
Oh, it actually appears like Heritage is going to take their 6-minute warm-up too.
Yeah.
We got to get this timing going for our broadcast, realizing that each team gets 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Got started a little early tonight, but that's okay. It's important for us to. Yeah, it's important for us to get our timing figured out, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I know they had some issues with the clock, and so maybe they gave us a little extra time, get a little bit later of a start tonight, as more of our fans are rolling in here in the east side of the gym.
Might have worked out just a little bit better for Tulalip tonight, as people say, running on Indian time and coming in here and, sometimes you got to go get a snack beforehand, or sometimes you got to go do something. So it's really cool to see people walk in and, like I was just saying earlier, smile on your face. And warm-ups are really important. It's good to get warm and prevent injuries, and especially practice the game, especially second game in the season, working out the second game, kinks, some would say. Working those out.
Well, and like I was saying, we haven't had a volleyball program for this 3 years now, and so a lot of our girls are pretty green when it comes to playing, but they're committed. They're out here every day for practice and trying to get better. So we have a huge opportunity for growth with our girls, which it's always rewarding as a coach to watch a team, go from where they started to the finish. And I used to always say when I was coaching everything, I was like, man, I should have taken video the first week of practice, because when you're in the middle of it, you don't always realize the amount of growth that your team goes through. So excited to watch our girls get better this year as we enter into our re-inaugural season, if you will, getting back in the league. So it's good.
Showing up is the biggest part. Seeing people show up to practice is most important part. Showing up and being there, being consistent, like you said. If you were to take a video of it, the difference really is really does. You could see it visibly. So
yeah, definitely take a video of the first day of practice compared to the last day of practice. It's always one of those things that you don't realize it when you're in the middle of it.
Looks like here we're practicing setting, digging, spiking, doing it all. Cycling people in, going under the net, defense, offense. It's an important part of this game, being able to set the ball up and helping your other teammate get the point.
Well, and volleyball, if volleyball can be a really exciting sport to watch, especially good volleyball. I know when I was a freshman at WSU, that was my first time really seeing volleyball at a high level, and they're actually ranked 11th in the country now. And real high, fast-paced game, super athletic girls, and excited to watch tonight and see if our girls can put it together.
While we're sitting here, I could tell you a story. So I actually went to Wazoo prior to going to UW.
I won't hold that against you.
Yeah. So I got my first degree there, and I walked into this. I might have told this story last one too, but I was over getting cafeteria freshman orientation, and all of a sudden, like 15 girls, probably 6, 7 plus, all of them, and very athletic girls. And then that night we went to go watch the volleyball game. One of the most electrifying sports I ever got to go see.
Oh yeah,
it was insane.
Yeah, it's insane. It's pretty intense. I mean, you were there recently. I'd imagine you just finished your master's degree, so probably graduated from WSU in 2021.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, 21.
Yep.
So yeah, Jen Greeny. Funny story about her and my wife used to babysit her kids when we were going to school there. I had to take, as a PE major there, I had to take a volleyball class as one of my classes, and just so happened that the instructor was a walk-on player, and oh my gosh, she'd line us up and taking serves from a D1 volleyball girl. My arms were red both sides for days after class, it seemed like.
I would catch myself when we'd play with our buddies. We'd go to the rec at WSU, and I'd be like, hey, let's get the soft volleyball. They're like, no, we're getting the regular one, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, of course. No, it's a fun game, and I'm just glad that our girls got a chance to play a fall sport. Last year Was my first year back here at Tulalip at home, and it was kind of disheartening to see that we didn't have a girls' sport in the fall.
Mm.
So good for them to have the opportunity, and actually we're looking to grow all of our athletic programs. Make sure our kids have an opportunity. Because I mean, you growing up, you played sports going to school. There's a lot of kids that go to school for this right here in front of us. They go to school because they know they have to do well in class and keep their grades up and go to school every day so they can come play in the evenings. And it's much better for them to be here than out doing other things that maybe aren't as productive. So definitely glad that we've got a girls' sport in the fall.
That is something our coaches would tell us. Like these programs are made for you students. Why not capitalize on it and be there and go to school and do it all? And seeing everyone out here, it's looks like we have Grace warming up over here on our left, getting pumped up for the crowd.
Well, let's hope their volleyball game isn't as good as the loudness on their cheer. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how this can go. I don't really know a whole lot about announcing volleyball. This will be my first rookie chance at getting here. I got recruited last year to do the basketball thing, which was pretty easy because being a former coach. But we'll do our best tonight, have fun, support our girls, and
Yes.
Hopefully our audience at home will give us a little bit of grace if we don't sound 100% professional.
Well, if you're a rookie, I'm a red shirt, I think is that how they would say it.
Yeah.
Or I'm a high schooler checking out the college.
Yep. There we go. It looks like the final warm-up period's over. Both teams going to their bench. Looks like we got 2 line judges tonight. Normally they only send 1. The line judge on the west end by the tarp there. Great story about him. His name's Preston Dwoskin. I've known Preston for, probably 20, 25 years. Grew up with him. Always around for Marysville athletics, and it's actually good to see a kid with special needs coming out here and giving back to the community in a really positive way. Preston was a kid. I don't know what exactly he had, but grew up with him, said hi to him at school, went to school with him. I think my wife actually had him at summer day camp too, him and his brother. But just always a positive light come in the room and always wants to get to know what you're doing and keep up with you. So a special surprise tonight to see Preston out there doing the line judge.
That's, yeah, positivity definitely spreads. Something as simple as that, going throughout his life, he can always be like, he was always really nice to me. And I think that's something that a lot of people carry a lot of weight with, especially with whatever they decide to go into. I know I can remember several people who in high school or were in middle school that were cool with me, and I can always go back to that and be like, they were good people. Looks like Grace is lining up here on the left side. You got the ref also a couple steps ahead of people on top, elevated a little bit to see the game a little better.
So customary volleyball starting, run across the net, shake hands, do all the good stuff, get hyped up. Looks like Grace is going to play 7 with a libero in the off-color jersey. So for those of you that don't know the game that well at home and wonder what a libero is, it's a defensive player. So when we're serving, they'll sub that blue jersey in to be a defensive player, and then they'll sub her out to be an offensive player. We're playing just a straight 6 with, it looks like, 2 on the bench. Starting lineup tonight for the Heritage Lady Hawks looks like Lily Jefferson, Savannah Black Tomahawk in the middle front, Rayleigh Lewis, on the left hitter. Number 3, Kaylana Freiberg. In the middle back row is going to be Kaylina Fulstad. And then serving first for Lady Hawks is Heaven Ayukes.
Looking at here over what we have in Grace, we got actually number 7, let's see, Claire Colson. And we'll just do the first 3 right now before we cut it off. Candace Mugo also in the front, and also number 5, actually, Emily Dauber up in the front today for Grace.
Serves up from Heaven, gets it over the net. Oh, that's a point for Heritage Lady Hawks right there.
Just short by Mackenzie Baylor Jr. at Grace here this year.
Ooh, look at the set over there and drop it in front of Rayleigh. Good effort.
Great serve on the play beforehand. Heaven Ayuk's with the serve there.
I know playing intramural volleyball and high school PE volleyball, half the battle is just to get it in play over the net, right?
Yes, I was never really the best server.
Jump serve there from number 7, Claire Colson.
Wasn't really the best blocker either. I wasn't really the tallest. Volleyball, having height in volleyball definitely does help.
Vertically challenged like myself? Yeah, I know how that goes.
Heart over height, some would
Yes.
say.
Yes, definitely.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Looks like a substitution.
Looks like the ref was confusing our players here.
Yeah, so Tiriana McLean in for Savannah Black Tomahawk. The ref didn't get play stopped in time and still gave us our substitution, so that's good. Kaylina receiving the serve. Nice set by Rayleigh. Tiriana with it over. Good job by Kaylina. Off the net, you can play it off the net there. Great job by Tiriana being in the right position to get it back over, keep the play alive.
15, Candice Mugo with another point here today. First of the game today for her to put up Grace 3-1 to Heritage right now. Claire Colson to serve it.
Yeah, and that last volley there, it was a really good effort by our Lady Hawks. Tiriana catching off the net to get it over and keep the play alive. So, testament to their effort. It's always good to see girls or any athletes giving 100% and staying with it till it's over. Lily Jefferson with the overhand serve just shy of the top of the net. That's okay.
Those overhand serves are a little bit harder to get sometimes, but once you get them down, definitely big difference from the underhand.
Definitely a big difference. You kind of got to hit him at the top of the ball and get that rotational forward to get the ball to kind of curve over the net.
Like I was saying earlier, second game of the season for the Heritage Hawks. I'm unsure if it is Grace's second game, but when you're just getting into it, learning the serving, you're going to practice every day. I'm starting to see that these overhand serves will definitely become more comfortable for our players.
Nice serve there by Tiriana. Set. Oh,
it's like a sneak type set there.
Snuck it over there with the back set over the top of the net.
Looks like a little rotation here from Tulalip.
Nice job by Lily there.
Good catch by the fan here. That's another thing in volleyball. You gotta be alert. It is one of those games. If you're in the stands, better be looking out for the ball.
Yes, for sure. Heads up always. Much better.
Good dig there. Oh.
It's good to see Lily Jefferson. That first one comes off the side of her arm and goes out of bounds, and then the next one she's right in there with the nose on the ball. Nice pass up to the front row.
There's another serve here by Candice. One more.
One more. Great job there by Kaylana.
Gotta watch those sneak spikes over the edge.
In all reality, we're looking at a Lady Hawks team that's probably been together for about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. So from going from not really a lot of experience to what we're seeing here, I'm pretty impressed.
Still hit the ball nonetheless.
Yeah, great dig there by Lily.
Oh, just short. Almost hit the baby in the stands there. Baby is just watching volleyball at the young age, and how great is that, to see babies out here watching games.
That looks like it's actually Rayleigh's younger sister. I think that's Roselle there. Family affair. Family affair, definitely.
It is a small world here in native country, as some would say. Small world in any high school situation.
The timeout here by the Lady Hawks. The score of Grace Academy 10, our Lady Hawks 3. Volleyball, we play a 5-game best-of-5 series, so 3 games at least guaranteed. Like I said, on Monday night they went the full 5, and it's just good to see our girls out here.
Here's our roster here for Tulalip Heritage Hawks, coached by Jamie Orth, girls volleyball. You were saying to me that she used to coach at Grace. Is that I heard correctly?
Yeah. Coach Orth used to coach at Grace. I don't know how long ago that was, but obviously first year for our girls program to be rejuvenated, so she's a first-year coach for us here. I don't know if there's any girls that she used to coach that are on the Grace team still, or I don't know the timeline necessarily.
Another serve by Candace here, just off number 12 here in Tulalip. That's Heaven Ayuk's just off her serve. Just came a little too quick sometimes, and it just happens. Looks like the defense is setting up here in Tulalip.
And I wonder if there's a little different rotation. Candace is a left-handed server, so hits with a left hand could cause a little bit different rotation than girls are used to seeing.
Looks like she just dropped it right in the middle there. Ace for Grace Academy there, 12-3. Grace leads.
Nice dig by Tariana there. Set from Ray Lee and over by Kaylina.
Oh.
Just found that hole right there behind the front row.
Good positivity here by number 6 on Tulalip Heritage Hawks. That's the good Rayleigh Lewis out here pumping up her teammates. Very positive outlook here.
Yeah, Rayleigh's definitely a student leader in our school. Comes from a pretty deep family, cultural ties, real positive family. She's got a lot of role models to look up to. Her older brother, Apollo, is actually a senior linebacker on the football team, but those two kids are definitely role models for a lot of other kids at our school. And so I'm not surprised to see Rayleigh being a leader out here on the court.
What I gotta say as the ball goes out of bounds here, Apollo played a great game in Tulalip. He had, I think it was 3 defensive stops late in the fourth quarter. Very, very great job on his part in Tulalip. Really cool to see the program becoming more influential, you should say, in the 1B, especially something as competitive as the 1B. Looks like number 11, Sasha Levchenko, here to serve for Grace.
Just out. Yeah, not to talk too much about another sport while we're commentating on volleyball, but I know we've got 22, 23 boys out there for our football team, and it's pretty impressive for the size of school we are.
Number 3 to serve here for volleyball.
It's really exciting to see here. Like I said, this is my second year back home working at Heritage, and our growing student population leads to our growing athletic population, activities population as well, and just really trying to find the interests of the students and what they want to be a part of. So positive things happening. We're at 118 students enrolled, which is probably one of the biggest enrollments we've seen at Heritage.
Wow.
Kind of a testimony to our big picture learning program and some of the interest-based education that we're following now. So exciting to see, and hoping that with the growth in student population, we can continue to grow these athletic and activities programs as well. Just nothing but positive for our kids out here.
Yeah, it's just more opportunity. That's the greatest thing about that.
It's you talk about the growth of the student population. You can make it a little bit more of a realistic high school experience when you have that number of kids where, compared to a traditional high school. And I graduated from MP, and my class was 900 kids, which was way too big. But being able to provide athletic programs, do the homecoming dance, have a student store, have an ASB, have all those things that you want to provide kids with those lasting memories. So really excited for the staff and students this year, and just hoping to continue with the positive start we've had so far.
That is a really great point, looking at it, just seeing how much it's grown since when I graduated in 2016 now. Almost hit the 10-year mark there. And, it's really cool to see how many people there are here supporting. Just in something as a Wednesday night volleyball game, looks like we almost got full bleachers here on the right here for Tulalip side.
Swing and a miss there.
Just snuck that one in.
Just missed it.
That's by Riley Dofler, serving for Grace Academy. Good return by Tulalip.
Great position by Kaylina there on the return. Looks like the Grace Academy player was just out of bounds when she touched the ball.
Good call here by the line judge.
But I think you can be out of bounds and still keep the ball in play, so there might have been something with her hands because she tried to set it. So we'll get to learn those rules and those calls, I guess, eventually as the season goes on.
That would make a little bit more sense, yeah, because I know in volleyball you can run to the edge of the world if you got to hit the ball.
If you can keep it up in the air and don't hit it more than 3 times and get it over.
Good return here.
Good job back to
just out.
Good effort.
Oh, go ahead.
So good effort there by Tiriana McLean trying to keep the ball in play.
You know, the thing is with volleyball, remember, for all the fans who are just learning volleyball, you get 3 hits once they hit. So if you're confused with the number of hits, it is 3 hits. Primarily, most people like to dig and then set and then get the ball over the net. But there's also many different ways to score in volleyball, which I think is very unique.
Yeah, when you get to the upper levels, you'll see there's a little bit of deception that comes from that dig, set, spike kind of a mentality. Sometimes we saw it earlier, kind of a backward set to drop it in if there's a hole. You know, 2 girls coming to hit, you don't know which one's going to hit it. Those are all obviously advanced levels of plays, and you know, I'm sure just like any sport, there's X's and O's and plays, and you know, you got to know where your teammates are going to be. It's definitely a team sport for sure. So.
Just like right here when you're going up to set the spike and you see a hole in defense, and you take advantage.
Directional hit there by Candace. Candace Mugo Wainaina? How would you pronounce that?
Candace Mugo, Wainaina.
Wainaina, yeah, she's senior, so definitely lots of experience. She's the only senior on this Grace team, so probably look to her to be the leader of the team. She's showing that senior mentality there with some of her stuff she's done.
I think she scored about 9 or 10 points in just serving earlier, so it just shows that she's got the serve down, and that's a big part of this game. Oh, just got it in here right on Tulalip, right on the corner.
Yep, right on the corner.
Depth perception is a big thing here in volleyball as well, you know, being able to know where the ball is going to be. I know when I would personally play, that's something I definitely struggled with.
Yeah, so we got a final score in game 1, 25-9. Grace Academy coming out the victor on that one. Yeah, you're talking about depth perception and trying to find the angle of the line there and figure out if it's going to be in, going to be out. You know, you don't want to play the ball if it's going to be out, but you also want to be aggressive and keep balls in play if you can. So, yeah, just definitely a challenge. And then multi-colored courts here with all kinds of different lines. It's a challenge. Our girls will get better at reading those balls off the officer.
So we have the roster here for everyone watching on the television. Grace Academy Eagles. If you're in Tulalip, make sure to find your family member, your relative, your friend. You know, let them know you're watching here on Tulalip TV. Always a good time to be here and a good time to watch volleyball. And remember, on the Grace side of the Academy thing, we have one senior, that is Candace Mugo Wainaina, who I believe had their top leading score with about 10 or 11 points here.
Yeah, she might have got almost half of their points in that first game. Definitely stepping up as a senior leader. Super proud of our girls, Rayleigh Lewis there. Definitely a positive light for our Tulalip Lady Hawks. And I know, unfortunately, I heard today that this is Kaylina's going to be her last game. She's putting her academics in front of her athletics. She's going to go take some start evening courses at Everett Community College, which is exciting as we grow our programs here in the school. You know, we have about 8 kids attending the Snow Isle Skill Center in their afternoon session, which Tulalip's Heritage never had students attending Snow Isle Skill Center, which is a tech-based, trades-based school. So that's exciting. We've got a handful of kids that are doing like Kaylina and going to running start, so getting those college credits while they're still in high school. Our counselor, Savannah Dakota, and I have worked really hard to find these outside opportunities for our students just to really tap into their interest and their passion. So it's exciting both athletically and academically this year, at the beginning of this 23-24 school year.
Yeah, something as simple as running start for high schoolers I know is a huge difference and a huge leg up in the game after high school. So to see all these kids choosing academics is also very great, especially with some families and some people in other parts of the world. I know sometimes focus on the sports, but to see that academics are also focused on is very special. It's just a good thing here in Tulalip. What's going on here?
Yeah, and I had a chance to talk to Kaylina a little bit. It was a tough decision for her. Obviously, she's a pretty good player. We saw in the first game, fundamentally sound, but she's got some dreams and some visions for the future, and gonna go pursue those. Just a bummer that her running start course is at the same time as volleyball, and same days as volleyball. College classes. You being college graduate, sometimes you get a Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And just so happens that her class she's taking is Monday and Wednesday evening. So sad to see her leave, but also supporting her in her academic endeavors as well.
Looks like more and more people are piling up here in Tulalip. It's really cool to see everyone coming in here and being loud, and it's always a good time.
Be a real good time when they could find some air conditioning for this gym.
Up here using this manila folder as my fan here.
I know, right?
Looks like fans in the stands are also doing the same thing. So we're not alone.
We're definitely not alone. Not alone.
Looking up the video, right? Definitely see people wearing the yellow fans here. I wonder if it's a little bit colder for the judge up there next to the net. I wonder if he gets a little bit colder air up there. Something I wondered here in the commentary.
I know we could use some box fans at least in the corner of the gym to keep the air circulating. I was out here before we went live on the broadcast, and the girl was like, "Oh, it's so hot. Why does it have to be so hot?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's supposed to be fall. It's not supposed to be this hot." In this gym, the southern wall is getting the sun all afternoon, so it doesn't help with that either. Walled on our back, so we're sitting on the hottest side of the gym with that concrete wall. Been in the sun all afternoon, so here we go as we get ready for game number 2. It looks like Grace Academy. Excuse me. It looks like they're putting their libero in, but they'll be serving, so that's interesting to me.
So in volleyball, they don't have to switch sides until the second game? Is that?
Dom, I'm a rookie at this. I really don't know. I wish I had an answer for that one.
Hey, we're learning too.
First serve is just in there, really. Like I said, talking about those angles and reading the ball off the serve. And looks out, but just barely sneaks in there.
Grace up 1-0 right now in Tulalip in game 2 here on Tulalip TV. Served by number 7, Claire Colson.
Ray Lee with a nice keeping the ball in play. Tiriana. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication there. You get it, I get it, you get it. Somebody get it.
Looks like Claire to set up for another serve here. This will be her 3rd serve of the game. Just short of the net. Going over the net, I should say. Claire Colson on the probably just slipped under her hand. Number 12 to serve for Tulalip, Heaven Ayukes. Looks like this. Oh,
good effort there by Ray Lee as she dives going out of bounds. Interesting to see Heaven started the last game serving and then also started this game serving. Wondering if, with the underhand serve, she's the most consistent server we have, which, like we were saying earlier, consistency is key to get it over in that first hit. So
consistency is key, especially in something that's like volleyball. Doing your part, knowing your role, also a big part. Another great serve by Tulalip here. Just got it over by Grace.
Nice play there by Tiriana.
Oh, looks like Grace hit the net here, and that is an automatic point for Tulalip. Huge momentum switch there, and something as a volley right there going with the team. It's always good to come away with the point after an intense volley like that.
Well, an intense return there by Tiriana, diving lane full out. Similar to that one, comes into the scorer's table, knocks over Principal Nathan Plummer's water jug. One of those examples, like you were saying earlier, you got to be heads up on the sidelines in in a volleyball match.
Just thankful it didn't come up this far.
I know. I think we better check my water, too.
Looks like another return by Tulalip here. 1 hit, 2 hits. 3 just short of the net there by number 4 on Tulalip.
Tegan Anderson shot bell there. She's another new student to our school. She came to us from another school and excited about the program. So it's good to be bringing kids to our school and having them experience our big picture learning model.
Second hit for Tulalip. Oh, just short over the net. Looks like Grace was there ready just in case it did go over the net. Like you were saying, you know, a lot of new students coming into the new program. I remember when I was a senior, I was actually going, when I was a junior, I was at Getchell, and then wanted to come play for Tulalip, wanted to play for my tribe, and one of the best decisions I ever made. I think it was a really fun decision to come play sports with the family, and I'm sure that could be a familiar theme for some of the players here in Tulalip, and maybe even Grace as well. Always nice to come play with their friends and family.
Yeah, we have seen quite a number of students that are Tulalip tribal members, which is good for them to be at home on the reservation, close to their family, with their family, cousins, and relatives. You know, trying to build a family culture so you can do that pretty naturally when you have students that are family, right?
Yes.
They're family. So it's good to see.
Looks like number 11, Sasha Levenchenko. Sorry if I mispronounce it. Just served for Grace.
Kaylina to Tariana. Tariana again. Really tried to keep it alive there.
From my understanding, I know even when I was playing in Heritage, Grace always had a pretty well-known volleyball program. So these Heritage Hawks are doing very well tonight. Oh, just short by number 4 there, Tegan Anderson.
Yeah, that's one of those examples there, kind of a jump with a set look to it, just to push over there, just get over the front row and in front of the back row. Definitely see the experience of some of these Grace girls.
Oh, just snuck one in for Grace Academy there to make the lead 10-3.
There's Lady Hawks call a timeout here. One question I have about our roster is, you know, Tiriana's sister, Adrielle, is a heck of a basketball player and a heck of an athlete, but I don't see her listed on our roster even though she's sitting over here behind the bench. So I don't know if she's injured today or if she's on the roster and decided not to play, or I'd be curious to hear what the story is there. But I definitely believe that Adrielle would be a huge addition to this team, just from my experience watching her last year in the basketball court.
Really excited to see how this volleyball season plays out for Tulalip. Looks like these girls are really into what they're doing. It looks like they're being greatly coached. They also have a very good fan base here, and I know that's a huge thing to look over on your fans and see that people are here. It's such an inspiration, just to the players and also to the coaches that come.
Yeah, you know, it's when you get your fans to show up, it's a testament to their support of you and the hard work you put in, right? Being a student athlete, no matter what level you're at, the demands not only academically but athletically. And I think our team practices from 4:30 to 5:30, so a lot of our girls stay after for school. You know, they don't have a ride necessarily back home, so looks like we have a
severely long buzzer sound here.
Looks like we have an issue with the score clock here. I know last year during the basketball season we had shot clock issues and had Daptronics out here to fix that, but apparently they missed the buzzer issue. So turn it off and turn it back on.
Hello.
Well, it looks like we got that problem fixed, so no more extended buzzer. We got a score of 10-3. Grace Academy in the lead. Kaylina there, just off the wrist, out of bounds.
Looks like that serve was by Sasha, number 11 on Grace Academy. Sasha Levchenko. Levchenko.
Grace Academy with substitution, 12, Alice Malema for Riley Dorfler. Well, nice job having there.
Nice return by Tulalip there. Oh, just almost over the net there.
One thing I've noticed with our returns by our Lady Hawks is they get them up nice and high, which makes it easy for your setter to get underneath and get a good set. So I really like some of those returns I'm seeing up nice and high and passing it to the front row.
Oh, just a little bit of a fumble there here in volleyball. It happens. You know, some serves come at you very, very quick. Sometimes you don't know if they're coming slow or fast. And that's partly part of the game. Here, number 11, Sasha, left and check.
Nice return there by Kaylina. Raylee tries to keep it in bounds.
The key here is to return the serve. That is probably the biggest and probably most complicated part of the game, like we were saying earlier. Making sure you can return the set, return the serve. Big part of the game.
Yeah, you know, we talked about the consistency of getting the ball over, but you got to return that serve and keep the ball in play. You know, ideally, you pop it up in the air and let your setter go set and then hit it over. But yeah, key to the game, keep the ball in the air.
Looks like Coach Jamie's actually here pumping up the team, telling them game plan, fixing. Maybe they're addressing what's going on in the defensive side. You know, Grace has been actually really been setting a lot of points here on us. Lots of fans here in Tulalip and also in Grace's side of things. Also have quite a bit of fans here. People sitting on all sections of the bleachers here, left or right, also in the middle, and also middle right, middle left here on the bleachers. Score here, Grace 15, Tulalip 3. Served by number 11, Sasha Levchenko.
Lady Hawks with a different rotation on the defensive side with 2 on the sideline, Raylee in the middle there. Tiriana to Raylee, back to Tiriana.
Great coaching
Great
adjustment
hit.
here
Yeah.
for Tulalip here to make the score 4-15.
Smiles all the way around for the Lady Hawks. Obviously,
Replay here.
when everything comes together like that, it's always makes you feel good.
What a play. That's the way to do it here.
Lewis serving for her first time tonight.
Oh, just short
short.
here for Tulalip.
So apparently you can throw the ball up, and if you don't like it, you don't swing at it. You get another chance to serve.
Yeah, similar to tennis, I think.
Yeah, probably.
I'd imagine they were invented around the same time. Looks like number 3 for Grace, Brooklyn Crawford Jr. Grace Academy sets the serve here. Out.
Just out. Point for our Lady Hawks there. Yeah, you know, in volleyball, you can get a point whether you serve or not. So, like that one there, we would get a point because they served out of bounds. So, rally scoring there.
Very unique.
College level. Yeah, it used to be years ago, you could only get a point if you were serving. And the ball would go back to the opposite team if you messed up, and then they could get a point. And they changed the rules maybe 10 or 15 years ago to go to this college-style format and rally scoring.
Looks like new server here for Grace, number 4, Mackenzie Baylor, junior from Grace Academy here. I believe the libero position, wearing a different colored shirt.
Oh. Big hit there by the senior, Candace Mungo-Wainaina.
Makes the score 5-19 here in Tulalip. Another serve by Mackenzie Baylor, junior.
Good job there.
The ball's in the air. Sets over the net. Hit once by Tulalip, hit twice, hit
Oh,
3
great
times
job by
by
Lily
Tulalip.
there. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Heavy left-handed hitter there for Grace. Tough to stop that one. Tough to stop that one. And really, I think that might have been the best volley that we've seen out of our girls to keep the ball in
yes.
play. So improvements just tonight already.
Looks like Coach Jamie's making some adjustments here on the Tulalip side. Here. Mackenzie Baylor to serve. Just short. Look at this opportunity for Tulalip to maybe get some momentum going here. Setting up the ball here to serve. Just right over the net. Great serve. Oh, and just short by number 4 here on Tulalip. Number 4 is Tegan Anderson Shotbell, correct?
Number 4 is Tegan. Yeah,
Yes.
Tegan. You know, one thing is it's good to see the attitudes are still positive, right? You know, smiles on their faces, really being realistic with, you know, the fact that they just started playing volleyball, a lot of them, and so I'm happy to see that our girls are maintaining a positive attitude even with the score differential as it is. Sometimes it's tough to keep a smile on your face when you're losing, but these girls are doing a great job, which is important, you know.
Second game into the season to have that attitude is great, and I know the inner competitiveness and more so moving on to the postseason or even the end of the season is going to be great for these Lady Heritage Hawks. Just short of the nets there. Looks like a point for Grace there. And it looks like in volleyball after scoring, teams like to come huddle up together and pump up each other. Very cool aspect of the game. Number 13 for Grace to serve here. Good point for Tulalip there.
Yeah, nice return there by Tiriana and pop it up, and Kaylina. Borderline carry. You know, when you set the ball and you hit the ball with 2 hands in volleyball, you got to be on the sides. You can't be over the top. And but it's still good to see Kaylina go after that and get a point for us.
Looks like she's set to serve now. Looks like that is out of bounds. And that is a point for Tulalip, making it 9-22 here.
Jefferson just a little bit wide there.
Still showing positivity here in Tulalip. Always a great sign to see on both sides of the field.
And I think, you know, not having a volleyball program the last 3 years, a lot of these girls are just happy to have a program to go do something, which is important. That's how good things start.
Just great. Over the nets for Tulalip. Setting the defense back up here. Grace has one more hit to use. Oh! Guess my inner fan came out of me there.
That'll happen up here in the booth sometimes.
Candace for Grace set to serve here. Looks like Candace was a big factor for our Hawks to worry about this game, and moving into the third game, hopefully they can isolate that that issue and move on and just flush the next play down the toilet and new game.
Yeah. So the score of the second game, 25-9, won by Grace. But it's still good to see in the huddle here between games. Lots of smiles, lots of laughing. You know, if you laugh at your mistakes, that lets you play through the game. Hopefully stay relaxed so you're not playing uptight and tense. But we see on the replay there, probably one of the better volleys from our Lady Hawks, and really and Tiriana with the hit for the score.
Some very good defense, like we were saying. The volleys are starting to increase as the game goes on. To see these points, sometimes you're on the end you don't want to be on for volleys when you lose the point. But you know what? Sometimes there's some good moral victories that come out of that. That's something very important to take away.
Well, it'll be nice too for Coach Orth to have game tape. You know, like, didn't have anything to watch from Monday, and I know in a lot of other sports, basketball, football, game film is an important way to go back and review where you can improve. And so hopefully Coach Orth will take advantage of Tulalip TV being here with all the camera angles and be able to take the girls through these games and kind of show them where they can improve, not as a criticism, but a constructive criticism, so we can get better as the season goes on. So I'm sure Coach Orth is thankful for Tulalip TV being here tonight.
Looks like a lot of fans are suffering from the heat inside today. Like we were saying, it has not cooled down. If not, I would say it's actually gotten hotter.
I think it's gotten warmer. I would agree it's gotten a little warmer.
People are fanning themselves just a little bit extra right now. Fans are getting up to stretch out. You know, something that is definitely accustomed to happen when it gets hot in the room.
And there's just no airflow in this gym, you know, so imagine running around like our girls are and we think we're hot and they're probably dying. Hopefully they're staying hydrated down there.
Exactly. And some of them don't even look winded. And that's the...
They're probably used to it because they practice here every day, so.
Definitely an advantage for Tulalip here to be able to be used to this gym. Looks like some of the Grace players are definitely feeling a little of the heat today. I remember when I would run in this gym, it would feel like it was always 10 degrees hotter, if not more, when we'd practice. And then we'd go outside and it would feel like it was almost the Arctic in the winter, I would say, compared to in here.
One time when I coached here for 1 year back in 2009, 2010, I think the heat went out and it was like 42 degrees in here.
Oh my goodness.
I had a sweatshirt and a coat. Boys warmed up in a sweatshirt and a coat. And, you know, by the time we got through mid-practice, they were back in shorts and a t-shirt. So, yeah, winter break practice or something.
Yes, winter is coming up, but still a great fall season here for the Tulalip Heritage Hawks here. Looks like we have some new players subbing in. Savannah Black Tomahawk for the Tulalip Heritage Hawks here.
Yeah, I don't really know the substitution rules in volleyball. If you can sub at will or sub freely, certain points, certain times.
Looks like Kevin Ayukes to start off game 3 here in Tulalip. Oh. Looks like the ref wants to make sure there is legal substitutions going on here. Looks like he brought Coach Jamie here to look at a piece of paper with him. And we will see here shortly, fans still fanning, and also players still focused here in the game time.
Yeah, so looking at the scoring sheet and the roster we have in front of us, set 1, you put your serve order in the team, the player number, and then looks like just go down the list, and that'll determine where they start in the rotation.
Oh, looks like a quick start here for Tulalip. Oh, good diving effort by number 11 on Tulalip Heritage. Here, is it, I want to say, Tiriana McLean.
Like I said, I mentioned her and her sister on the basketball court. Her basketball court effort definitely transfers to the volleyball court. She's a hustling player, and it's always fun to watch her, so happy to see out here playing for the Heritage Lady Hawks.
Claire Colson to serve for Grace here. Looks like she just snuck it into the back court here in Tulalip. Like we were saying, these lines are definitely something to keep in mind of, especially if you're coming in here playing volleyball. Definitely some different lines.
Our substitution, Savannah Black Tomahawk in the game now for Tegan Anderson.
Score is 1-1 here in Tulalip.
Just missed it. Just missed it there.
Short here. I believe it's the same server for Grace. I believe it's still Claire Colson here to serve. Looks like they have a substitution. Number 1, Alex Fiduya. Looks like she will be taking over the serving.
Is there a halftime at a volleyball match?
You know, I was going to ask you the same thing.
I don't know. Like,
but I didn't want to ask you something and you not know. Like, I didn't know either.
I don't know either. Like, we go 3 games. Are we going to take a break for a little bit? Or just play straight through a straight five sets? I don't know. I would imagine they probably just play straight through. But, announcing basketball and football, you get those quarter breaks.
Yes.
And up here in the announcer's booth, you get a chance to go refill your water or whatever else you need to do. And I think volleyball, you're just stuck in your chair for the whole time. Good job by Ray Lee to get over the net
volley
there.
here, going here in Tulalip. Oh!
Great.
Just short, and Tulalip scores there.
That play right there is credit to Ray Lee Lewis. I don't know if either Savannah on the replay here, we'll see.
Great defensive position on Tulalip there.
Yeah, huge credit to Ray Lee Lewis there to keep that play alive. Looks like the hit came off the top of the net from the Grace player, but Ray Lee was there to scoop it up and hit it back over and keep the ball in play.
Great substitution by Coach Jamie here to, get more players involved, and maybe fixing the rotation sometimes is all you need. Someone needs to stand just a little bit closer, a little bit farther, and that can make all the difference. Candace to serve. Looks like ball is flying all over the place here. Last hit for Tulalip.
Nice hit by Tiriana.
Candace there.
Oh, just out there.
Oh, just short there for Tulalip.
I definitely will say it looks like our girls are getting a little more comfortable. Volley action's getting a lot better, so lots of room for improvement still, but definitely seen the improvement here just in tonight's contest.
Good confidence by some of the players on Tulalip Heritage. Just to step up and to take the ball in general, just to even have the courage to go up and hit it. Very great. Candace to serve it for Grace here. Looks like Grace there to score another point. I believe makes it 7-3.
6-3.
6-3 still.
Yep, 6-3. Unless the score table is
Yeah, I
behind
just didn't know
one.
if it was going to update prior. Candace to serve here in Tulalip.
Yeah, that
Just aced us.
We're seeing remnants of that first game, Candace being the only senior for Grace Academy with that left-handed serve. We got to find a way to get a point and stop her and get somebody else to serve.
This makes me wonder, how many seniors do we have on Heritage this year?
As I look across there and look at our lineup, Tegan Anderson Shotbell would be one of our seniors. And I can't remember if Tiriana or Audrielle McLean is the senior in that group, those sisters there. And I think Savannah Black Tomahawk may be a senior as well. Good effort there by Lily Jefferson, just missed it.
Volleyball is definitely taking the country. I don't know if you saw, but down in Oklahoma, they sold out a stadium of like 70,000 people to watch volleyball.
Yeah, was it Oklahoma
Yes.
or Nebraska? Oklahoma?
Mhm.
Yeah, the Oklahoma volleyball team, they moved the court to the football stadium
Insanity.
and sold it out. Yeah, that was amazing.
Imagine the electrifying moments there.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine Division I volleyball in a football stadium, as exciting and up-tempo as that game is? Guinness Book of World Records for the largest crowd for a volleyball game, probably.
So cool.
No, and it's really cool to see athletic departments kind of thinking outside of the box a little bit, and giving the girls there, big football school Oklahoma is, or giving the girls there a chance to play in front of a packed stadium of 70,000.
Looks like there is just a little brief second here. Looks like the officials want to make sure there's something going right here in the game. Looks like a whistle here shortly. Grace, I believe, will serve us here. Number 3, Brooklyn Crawford, who's a junior this year, wearing number 3, to serve. You look at it something like a serve. Is it like a free throw? Do you do the same thing? Do you change it up? Something I've definitely always wondered as a volleyball.
I would anticipate that it's much like a free throw in basketball. Get your same rhythm. You might You might adjust along the end line there, depending on where the holes are in the defense for the opposing team. Oh, great block attempt there by Tiriana. Got an arm on it.
Great defensive effort there on Tulalip's part.
Yeah, so you might adjust on the end line, right or left, but I would assume you go through the same pre-shot routine, pre-serve routine. Try and keep things as consistent as possible.
Another point by Brooklyn Crawford, junior out of Grace Academy. Always got to roll the ball under the nets here.
One question I have, I know club volleyball is a pretty big thing. It's almost a year-round activity. Our secretary's daughter plays club, and she shares all of their weekend adventures with club volleyball. I'd be curious to see how many of these Grace girls also play club volleyball.
Yes.
I don't think any of our girls have that level of experience. So, for our girls to keep a positive attitude and keep fighting is really important. As the Lady Hawks call a timeout here in the third game.
Looks like our girls here are actually very coachable and always listening very attentively here in the coaches' timeouts, looking to figure out what's going on here in the game. Very, very important.
Yeah, definitely. They're open to improvement. It's obvious with eye contact to the coach, and as we're saying this, Kaylina waving to somebody in the stands. But overall, all in all, it's a good point, Dom. Our girls are treating this as a way to improve and listening to their feedback from their coach, which is important.
Looks like Grace is outnumbering the Heritage Hawks here in terms of players, just by about 6 players, I would say, maybe a little bit more. Math was definitely not my strong suit, but something that is very observable in the sports world. Tulalip 5, Grace 12 in Game 3. Grace leads the series 2-0. Tulalip here looking to try to climb back here when they are down by 7. Double check the math here. Always remember number 3 here for Grace. Brooklyn Crawford Jr. to serve.
Kaylina with the serve battle, the return right back over the net. Caught the unexpected hole in the middle of the Grace defense.
Looks like Tulalip down by 6 here, trying to climb back 6-12. Ball's up high.
I just looked up and caught my eye. We got a couple of our football players headed out to practice, but they made time before their practice to come support our Lady Hawks, which that's a testament to the kids we have in our school. Even though they both have sisters playing tonight, it's still great to see them out here supporting their families, supporting their sisters, and then they're headed off to their own practice tonight. Oh, kind of an awkward return there by Heaven, but she kept the ball in play.
That part is always very unique in volleyball. It's looking Heritage here in the defensive position.
Great job by Tiriana. Kaylina and Heaven both going after it.
One of the best volleys we've seen here tonight.
This is where it gets exciting in this game.
Oh!
Huge block by Kaylina. Tiriana,
another hit back for Tulalip.
Oh! That is a great point for our Lady Hawks.
The most impressive volley of the night. And it is in return to Tulalip.
Tiriana with that huge diving return. Gets us the point there.
Sometimes those moments become bigger than they actually are, and they are huge moments for these girls tonight. So great for them to see and have these moments together.
Looks like our Lady Hawks have found their stride a little bit right now.
Way to be there. Looks like number 7 of Grace just hits it a little far. I believe that is great player Colson just hit it a little bit out of play here in Tulalip. Another point. Tulalip climbing back here, making it 9-12. One of the closest margins here in both series, I would say.
2 huge back-to-back points for our Lady Hawks right there. It's really exciting to see them come together and keep the ball in the air. And
great serve by Tulalip.
Great serve.
Fans here starting to Go Hawks chant. Great hit by Savannah. Just over the net. Grace looking to climb back here. Tulalip finding their rhythm. Just setting it. Out of bounds for Grace Academy. That is a point for Tulalip as they gather together and just enjoying this moment.
3 in a row, 3 points in a row causes Grace Academy to call a timeout. In a night like tonight where you've lost two of your first 2 games and by a decent margin, it's always exciting to see that third game they come out and give their effort, give their all, even to a point to make Grace call a timeout so they can collect their composure. So nothing but smiles here from our Lady Hawks, which is really a great sight to see.
Keeping this momentum. Fans are engaged here on their feet, some of them, for some of these moments. Tulalip Heritage down by 2 in Game 3. When the series they are down 0-2, finding their way back here in Game 3, finding their stride. 3 unanswered points for Tulalip as they also, I believe, will serve after this break?
They still have the serve,
yes.
Correct. Yeah, and as we were saying at the beginning of the broadcast, it's 5 sets or 5 games to 25. So if we don't pull this one out, it'll be a 3-0 win for Grace. But it looks like our girls are going down with a fight right now, coming back in this third match. So it's exciting to see.
Looks like Tegan Anderson here to serve. It's okay. It happens sometimes.
Well, nonetheless, an exciting last 3 points for our Lady Hawks.
Yes.
The best run of the night for us, for sure.
Looks like Riley Dofler, freshman from Grace, here to serve. Looks like there's a call on the play.
Some sort of rule violation there.
On Grace's part?
Yeah.
I believe now that means Tulalip gets that point. And you look after a mishap on a serve, Tulalip gets the ball back with possibly some momentum again. Small snowballs from the top of a mountain definitely develop into something much more. You can look at Game 3 here in Tulalip, looking to get something back going here.
I didn't quite catch the hand motion, but there was some communication between the Grace captain and the official on the official stand. I need a reference sheet for the official's hand motion so we can let our viewers at home know what's going on. Big left-handed hit, out of bounds.
Candace hit it out of bounds.
Havanaik's just short on that serve. That traditional underhand serve, trying to just be consistent and get it in play. We have a tight match here this third game, 12-14. Grace Academy with a 2-point lead, so we're still in this. This is the deepest we've gone to keep it close, so really proud of our girls tonight right now.
Looks like Claire Colson just short of the line here. You look at something like this, Grace Academy had some players in, and looks like they subbed senior Candace back in. Maybe they are looking at this opportunity to try and close out this game, but Tulalip doing a great job tonight by going into possibly another game here.
A little miscommunication there. It's okay. Rayleigh and Kayleena talking about what the play should look like. So Coach Orth from the sideline explaining to them what she's looking for there.
Looks like a little bit of a rotation change here by Coach Ring. Looks like number 1 Grace Academy here to serve tonight. That is Alex Kaduya, set by Tulalip. In defensive position here.
Fish shot.
You know, Grace has been definitely honing in on the opportunity to go and set right into the middle of the team tonight. Maybe that is something Grace planned tonight, or maybe that's just a game plan adjustment.
Well, that's a tough spot to cover in the defense because if you step up to try and fill that gap and that hole in the middle, and they come to a hit, and then you're dealing with a 100-mile-an-hour serve to your face, it feels like. So definitely showing the experience of Grace Academy, taking advantage of hitting versus just dumping it in the middle there. But our girls have made some good adjustments. I think they should be really proud of themselves right now, and especially in this third game. They're definitely going down and giving it the best and giving a fight.
Looks like Coach Jamie here to talk to the Lady Hawks here.
Going over some rotational details. I don't know if you noticed in that last set there. Rayleigh appeared to be rotating to the middle for a setter spot, and they would push Kaylina out. And then when Grace had the ball, Kaylina would be in the middle for a middle blocker position. So just get your rotations in. I know rotations are huge in volleyball. Just doesn't always depend on where you start when the serve is made. Everybody has their position to go to. So good to see that they're getting the rotations down, and Coach Orth just probably reiterating what she'd like to see as Rayleigh comes out in the middle in that setter position with the outside hitters, Savannah Black Tomahawk and Kaylina Joseph. Kaylina Fullstad, I apologize.
Looks like Alex Viduya to serve here for Grace. Happens sometimes, happens to the best of us in the game of volleyball when you're playing. Looks like number 1, Alex Viduya to serve again. I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. Ball's up. Oh, almost to the TV stand over here. You look at something like that, thank God we're paying attention. Looks like Kaylina here to serve for Tulalip, number 10. Down by 4 points, looking to climb back here. Number 11 on Grace has very much been on top of that game today by spiking on the offensive end for Grace. Looking at something, maybe she was involved in something like club volleyball. But you'll never know. Just short by Tulalip here. Making the score right now, as of now, 15-19. Heritage trailing by 4 here in game 3.
Yeah, this has been the best game for our Lady Hawks so far tonight. It's really exciting to see them. Rayleigh takes a shot off there, and Kaylina keeps the ball in play. Tiriana with a jump set, it looked like, just over the net. Great job there, stepping up by Lily Jefferson. Lots of positive to take away from this specific game here. Lots of girls moving around, kind of getting the feel for it, getting in the groove, and obviously with that big 3-point run earlier, they're still carrying that energy with them.
Candace here to serve for Grace. Looks like they are definitely playing that sweet spot in the middle. Some miscommunication here on Grace. Leads to a Lady Hawks point. I should say, is it still Lady Hawks or are they going by Hawks?
Lady Hawks.
Okay.
I refer to them, both basketball and volleyball, as our Lady Hawks. Really just missed on that serve there. Still a close game. I mean, still 21-16. Anything could happen. We go on a 3-point run again. Be a 2-point game. You do have to win by 2. That is the rule. So. Kaylina just missed that.
Regardless of a hit there, I believe that was going to be in anyway. Yeah, so good effort.
They're getting those angles down, right? I think that was a good choice by Kaylina to make an effort at that ball.
Just short for Tulalip there. Look at something like that, almost looking to catch a break there. Looking like Sasha Levchenko.
Great effort there by Rayleigh Lewis to get a return on that serve.
In a situation like volleyball, when you go for a spike like that, as you see the player here, you're looking to hit it as hard as you can, but sometimes when you hit it as hard as you can, it's not that accurate.
Yes, that is correct. And the flick of the wrist on that hit is important to get that top rotation like we were talking about earlier with your serve. Sometimes just miss it by a little bit, and it ends up going a little too far.
Oh,
great blocking
just
effort there by Terriana. So that'll take us to what appears to be game point, 24-17, Grace Academy.
Looks like it is served by number 3, Brooklyn Crawford, who's a junior. Here in the final,
That will be the
that
game.
will be the final.
Real good effort by both teams tonight. Really proud of our Lady Hawks in that third game. They definitely fought till the end and never gave up. I'm super proud of our girls and getting this volleyball program restarted. It's always tough to start from nothing, and not having a team for 3 years is pretty close to nothing, in my opinion.
The sportsmanship in volleyball is definitely special to, high five and say hello and good game before and after is definitely something here in Tulalip that is very much appreciated. And in the sport of volleyball.
Yes, definitely. I see some highlights from the game here on your television screen. Positive moments from our Lady Hawks, and hopefully Coach Orth will show them these positive moments, when they get to review some film, so they can be proud of the improvements they made. I mean, I saw a tremendous improvement as she talks there to some of her players, but I saw tremendous improvement just in the 3 games that I watched tonight.
All right, everyone. Yes, this has been Tulalip TV. Just want to say tigwitzi to everyone listening or watching. I'm very, very much interested here to be here with us today. This has been me, Dominic Joseph, signing off here with my co-host,
Matt Tate. And I just want to remind everybody that we'll be back here next Monday, September 18th at 5 p.m. against Fellowship Christian. So if you can make it out here in person, we'd love to pack this house. And if not, then you always have Tulalip TV. And me and Dom here learn how to be volleyball announcers.
No longer rookies.
Yep, for sure. Take care. Have a good evening, everybody.